What's up guys, it's Chadlantis bringing you a map rundown for Frontier within Trials of Osiris for the game of Destiny. First and foremost, thank you so much to Ryan the Titan, a Reddit user, for creating this map just like he has the past few weeks, so hit him up on Reddit. Give him props. As a weekly reminder, make sure you know callouts for the map, you know where the special spawn locations are, the heavy spawn locations are, and no callouts for general locations for your team. Again, you don't have to be very precise, and you definitely don't have to quote word for word all of the locations names on this map. This is just for a reference in case you don't have a name for it. As long as your team knows what you're talking about, that's what matters. This map has notoriously been a really good map for sniping because it's a really wide open area with a lot of different sniper angles. But while I think it's a very good map for sniping, you can definitely be successful as a shotgunner because there's a lot of random rocks all over the place and random obstacles you can use as cover on your approach. Throughout the entire Friday stream, we only went to the capture point one time, which is right up here at the cap, and even that game probably would not have gone to the capture point. It was a 3v1 and we just were playing really slow and safe because we didn't feel like chasing one guy who was being really slippery and just constantly running away with us with a sniper rifle. So we figured there's no real point in just kind of running straight at them. He might have a freaking sniper line on us or something. It was a little risky. We just hung out. Honestly, overall, this map doesn't really seem to have a huge advantage for either of the spawns, so that's pretty freaking awesome. I never once felt, oh god, I'm not on Bravo spawn, or oh god, I'm not on Alpha spawn whenever I spawn on either spawns respectively. No matter what spawn I was on, I felt like I had just as much advantage to win as I did on the other spawn. Only major problem I really find for this map is I don't really know which heavy to push. If you watch my other map rundowns or watch my live streams, you would know I really don't like playing heavy round. I would much prefer pushing the enemy team's heavy box and just taking them out there. I feel like anytime a heavy spawns, people with truths and stuff like that, they can get a lot of easy kills with those rockets and etc. Especially with the truth. So I don't want to give a bad team a foothold to potentially beat us just because they got a free round win because they all got truth rockets when we had just like regular rockets. Or even if we did have truth, it's still like a 50-50 chance in my opinion and how it feels to try to beat other people who also have truth. The rocket launcher is so good, I just don't like playing with fire. But on this map, I usually push up the top heavy area and to try to take them on because typically if they're not top heavy, then I'll be able to get an angle from C bridge or A's bridge side, whatever other side I didn't spawn on. For example, if I spawn on Alpha spawn and push up to top heavy, they're not there, I get a call out that they're all at bottom heavy, I'll push over to C bridge and try to look at them with my Mida multi-tool or whatever long range weapon I have. However, it's kind of hard to do that from Bravo spawn, so typically if they're not at top heavy from Bravo spawn, I'll grab it and then jump over on top of the bridge or something and try to rocket them or something. I definitely prefer playing heavy from Alpha spawn way more than Bravo. So really if I were to say that one side has an advantage, it'd probably be just for heavy round, and that's just because I prefer playing top heavy from Alpha spawn. But overall, even then, I feel like it's still a 50-50 based on spawns if it's heavy round from Bravo. Because like I said, just pick up heavy, jump on top of the bridge, people typically don't expect that, and you can rocket them from the skies. Quick reminder that in rocket versus rocket games, air superiority wins. The very common snipe areas people go to is right around here at A bridge and right around here at C bridge. I advise never going to either of those spots because everybody's always looking at those spots to try to snipe other snipers. It's extremely dangerous, you'll probably die half the time regardless if you kill the other guy or not. So if I'm a sniper from A side, I'll probably either go around here at blue box to try to snipe over sandbags, and then if they're not there, then I'll push up and be aggressive with my primary, or snipe them when they're sitting around this hallway here. And if that doesn't feel like it's working out, then I'll probably push over to Pride Rock area through the warehouse. If I push out through A bridge, I'll probably get sniped off when I push past these sandbags towards truck, because the snipe line goes from right here all the way over to C bridge. So when people notoriously go there, just like I called out, they'll probably hit you while they try and go over to Pride Rock. I also never go and try to snipe through bridge unless I feel out on the later round that they're never watching it. Maybe I can go through there for like advantages or something. That's the reserve for late round when you get a read on the enemy. Definitely not on the first 1 or 2 rounds. Because again, that's like a 50-50. People commonly go there for sniping, is very dangerous. And if you died there, it's really hard for your teammates to recover your orb. From Bravo spawn, if I'm a sniper, I'll typically go wide out to B cap area and try to snipe towards blue box, or try to get an angle near the top heavies pillars over here and shoot over to A bridge. Or more typically, I'll go out to outside C area and just try to play around Pride Rock and get angles on them. I myself am a shotgunner though, so I have a lot better insight on what to do as a shotgunner on this map, especially if you use a Mida multi-tool, shotgun, storm caller combo. That is definitely easily the top easy pick for the meta right now. There's a lot of other things you can do to be successful, but in my opinion, in my experience, the easiest way to play and win in Trials is use that combination. It's just so fast. Your melee range beats out other shotgunners. The Stormcaller supercharges mega fast and beats out everybody if they don't have a super pretty much. Ionic Blink is so amazing for baiting out other people who have like bombs or smashers or tethers. You can outplay people constantly with Ionic Blink and the outranged melee. The grenades kind of suck, but honestly, that's not that big of a con. Plus, with the Might of Multi-Tool and bunny hopping strategies for the focus burst on warlocks, and running max agility, almost max recovery, and then just low armor, you're all over the map, you're very unpredictable, you're very fast, you can easily get to locations to control the map, and that's what I do on this map as well. So from Alpha Spawn as a shotgunner, I almost always play top. In fact, from both spawns, I almost always play top. From Alpha, I'll go over to Blue Box area and try to look over with Might of Multi-Tool to see if anybody peeks really quick. And if I don't see anybody there, then I'll rush over really rapidly and try to get an angle on people standing around Sea Bridge or the hallway with snipers out. If I hear a call that they're all pushing out to Pride Rock, then I push over to Sea Bridge really fast and shoot at them with a Might from this angle here. They're wide open, I can get an angle on all of them typically, which is also a good reason why it's awesome to have callouts from your teammates, because I wouldn't aggressively push over the Sea Bridge unless I knew from my teammates that they're all pushing over to Pride Rock area. If I start seeing that they're really aggressive over to the B side area, then I'll typically go wide out to the far outside and try to get angles and nades on them from over here. But honestly, at that point, it's kind of a dance. And by a dance, I mean you need to rapidly move back and forth across the map to look for a good path and look for a good angle. If people are setting up on B side for you, you typically will never be able to push straight at them from any angle in the top area. You almost always need your teammates to help you out, and you almost always need to poke with your grenades and look for an angle rapidly and quickly to determine whether they're not looking and push that angle, or just try to team fire or get people worked down with your Might of Multi-Tool. To be completely honest, from my experience, typically if teams set up on B side and they're actually a pretty good team, you have a tough time with them, it's almost always better wrap back around to Pride Rock through A Bridge area, regroup with your team, and push over to Sea Bridge or something like that. If I do feel like I need to do that and we start a new round, then I'll go through Warehouse over to Pride Rock and try to get angles from that location. When you're doing so, be careful, because some people will stand on top of this crate over here and try to snipe or use like a Jade Rabbit or something like that from here. So you don't want to be overly aggressive. Make sure you check this location before you push up over the river towards Sea Bridge area. Typically what I do from Bravo spawn is, again, I'll play for the top heavy location, and I honestly feel like Bravo has a slight advantage on top heavy, but because Alpha I feel like has a slight advantage on bottom heavy area, again, I'll stick with the 50-50 probably on this map. But I'll look over at Sandbags area, see if somebody is peeking out near Blue Box, and if they're not, then I'll push over the river and try to get an angle on this side of the Blue Box when people are like hard scoping A Bridge or something like that. If they're all kind of setting up over here and getting ready, then I'll push that advantage like I just explained that I'll look out for when I'm off of spawn. I'll do that from Bravo spawn, push over to B objective, and try to use those angles and head glitches over this B hill to get an advantage from my side. If for whatever reason the other team's reacting really well for me on top area, then I'll just do like 1 or 2 rounds out of the match to push over to bottom snipe area at Pride Rock bottom and shoot at people looking at A Bridge, or wrap around truck and shoot at people or something like that to work an angle on them. And once I force them to respect that I can come from this side of the map, then a future round I'll then push back on the top heavy area to reclaim my dominance, because I definitely prefer fighting around the top area more so than the bottom. Honestly, for this map, that's kind of the basic strategies and tips. It's definitely highly suggested you work with your team and constantly dance. Dancing is a huge thing, and you definitely need to do that rapidly. You don't want to just be committed to one angle and push towards them, because it's really easy to walk on your back foot, pull backwards, and shoot at people on their approach. And you definitely don't want to be looking at really common locations that they know you're at, because typically if another team knows where you are, they'll be able to team shot you very effectively on this map, if not just snipe you out. So dance very effectively, very rapidly, and do so with your team. Coordinate with them, call out where the enemy is and where you are going so they know. Rotate with the team, shoot with the team, you shall win. One big tip I would say looking out for on this map is on top of the freaking bridge. Honestly, I'm surprised even still. This has been the Trials map for like 3 times now. This is probably the 3rd that's the Trials map for the week, not on rotation. And people still are thrown way off guard for people jumping on top of the bridge. It's a soft kill zone, so you need to get off that bridge within 5 seconds once you go on top. But if you need a creative angle of approach on the enemy team, it's huge. People don't know how to react to it effectively. Just make sure you don't stay up there for too long. One thing I really love doing is, as a Stormcaller, if I'm spawning Alpha spawn and we're at 4-0 on the rounds and I have a super, then I'll jump onto this red box here, jump on top of the bridge, run over, and if they're sitting around Sea Bridge area, I jump over them, activate my Stormcaller, and just fall down to the ground and just like drop on them, tickle finger them to death. They don't see it coming ever. I'm just suddenly Stormcaller in their face. They never predict it. It's insane. Not a single team ever predicted me doing that. As the week goes on, I think more and more people are going to get used to it for sure. So utilize that advantage while you still can, but don't do it every round because other teams are just going to expect you going up there again and they're just set up for you. One easy way to set up for somebody on alpha spawn going on top of the bridge is sitting right here in this doorway in tech, right next to that Brawler special, crouching in doorway, and you'll be able to look right up there with a sniper and or scout rifle and very easily shoot people jumping on top of the bridge. For alpha spawn, you can set up for it very easily by going to the warehouse doorway behind truck area and shoot at people going on top of the bridge, again with a scout rifle or a sniper rifle. Or if you hug the other side of the bridge, people can step in a garage, or they can step over here at this doorway right here near seed boxes, and again shoot at you as you jump up there with scout rifles or sniper rifles. It's basically the 4 corners they can set up to see where you are depending on which side of the bridge you're on. So I typically would suggest only using that strategy for 1 to 2 rounds of the entire match. I usually pull out the end to make sure I clutch out rounds that we need to secure for the team. If you do it right at the beginning, people will typically be aware of it for the remainder of the match, and they'll be ready for you in the future. To further illustrate how effective jumping on top of the bridge can be for clutching out a round, one of my Trials carry helpers, that Trojan though, I'll have his Twitch link in the description below. He actually does stream as well. His PSN is baseball kid with a bunch of random numbers, but he utilized the top of the bridge strategy to easily get towards the enemy team. They weren't suspecting him, and he smashed all 3 of them in one fist of havoc. Enjoy.
Yes! 3 down! Enemy team eliminated.
So they didn't know exactly where he was. They're all kind of setting up near a bridge entryway for bridge and stuff like that. And they were like, what's going on? I was distracting them from truck because I knew he was going to make a play like that. But it was all that Trojan though, getting that angle, smashing all 3 people to get an easy round win. Another quick tip is to not stay under the bridge for too long, but you can definitely utilize that for escaping the enemy team. If you're sitting around here like truck area and they're all standing around a bridge and they're looking at you really easily, and you run under the bridge and get up to the other side very fast, especially with like the Mida and bunny hops and high agility, typically it throws them really far off and you will be able to get an angle on at least one person to at least get them super weak before they realize you're over there, if not killing them. So while all 3 levels of the bridge, top, middle of the bridge, and bottom of the bridge, are all bad locations to stay at, all 3 are very effective for transferring to another location on the map very fast, and it's really hard to keep track of people doing that, especially if you rapidly go on different levels of the bridge. It's really hard to keep track of where exactly you are on the motion tracker radar, because if they're on one level and it tells them a motion tracker they're on not that level, meaning like it kind of fades out on the motion tracker, they don't know which of the other 2 levels you're actually on yet. So utilize it for escapes and maneuverability, not so much for fighting on. I hope this quick guide helped you out in some way for succeeding in Trials of Osiris on the Frontier map in Destiny. If you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or praise, let me know in the comments below. Hit me up on Twitter at Chadlantis TV, or check out my live Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Chadlantis, where I do Trials carries every single week, Friday through Monday. For those of you watching this video today, I will be taking the Saturday, August 20th off, as well as the following Friday and Saturday, the 26th and 27th off as well. For the remainder of the Trials days, I will be live streaming. Hope to see you all there. Thank you so much for being you, and thank you as always, citizens, for watching.